He's the little Belgian detective with the big brain and even bigger moustache. But behind the perfectly polished shoes of Poirot are surprising truths even superfans don't know. Fact 1.
I am Hercule Poirot. Who are you?
When David Suchet was cast as Poirot, he didn't just read the scripts. He read every single Agatha Christie novel and short story about the detective. He created a detailed Poirot dossier with notes on his mannerisms, habits, and speech. Even the way Poirot walked and held his hands was researched. Suchet decided Poirot should never run, slouch, or appear untidy. He also practiced speaking in a precise Belgian-French accent, not a generic French one. The famous tilted head and pursed lips came from his own interpretation. He kept a small notebook of Poirot's likes and dislikes. This attention to detail made the character feel consistent for over 25 years. Suchet refused to break character on set when in costume. Crew members sometimes forgot he was acting. His dedication made him the definitive Poirot for millions of fans. Even Christie's family said he matched the author's vision. Suchet's Poirot wasn't just performed, it was lived. It's rare for an actor to immerse so deeply in a role. That commitment is why his portrayal is still unmatched today. He became Poirot in every sense. Without that groundwork, the series might never have reached its legendary status. It was meticulous preparation that paid off in every single scene.
Do they think they can get rid of Hercule Poirot like that, huh? No!
Fact 2.
The thing, Hastings? Do you think Poirot concerns himself with mere thingness?
Poirot's moustache is as iconic as the detective himself. For the series, it wasn't just any fake moustache. It was specially designed by a theatrical hair and makeup team. The style matched Christie's description exactly, including its upward curl. David Suchet had to sit for hours during fittings. The moustache was delicate and expensive to maintain. It even had its own storage case between shoots. Suchet joked that it needed more care than my own hair. Some versions were made for different lighting conditions. Close-up shots required higher detail and finer hair. The BBC kept a backup in case one was damaged. Suchet admitted it felt strange filming without it during rehearsals. Fans would have noticed even the smallest change. The moustache became part of Poirot's personality. Removing it would have been unthinkable. Suchet said wearing it helped him become the detective, a small prop, but one with a huge impact on the character's image. It remains one of the most recognizable facial accessories in TV history. Even today, replicas of it are sold to dedicated fans.
My teeth are perfection. It is sacrilege to tamper with them.
Fact 3.
Poirot, they'll hang me for this.
Not while I have the power to prevent it, monsieur.
The Christie estate was heavily involved in the production. They reviewed casting choices, scripts, and even costumes. David Suchet met with Christie's daughter, Rosalind Hicks, before filming. She wanted reassurance that Poirot would be portrayed faithfully. Hicks approved of Suchet instantly after hearing his approach. The estate insisted the stories follow Christie's plots closely. This meant fewer liberties compared to other adaptations. Suchet respected this and stayed true to the books. Even small details like Poirot's love for symmetry were kept. The estate occasionally rejected script changes. Writers had to work within strict boundaries. This level of control kept the show authentic. Christie's relatives often visited the set. They saw Suchet's portrayal as the definitive one. The cooperation between actor and estate was rare in TV. It ensured the series stayed close to Christie's vision. That authenticity is why the show still resonates with fans. It also made Poirot one of the most faithful literary adaptations ever filmed. For Christie purists, this was a dream come true.
But you are in no danger, mademoiselle. Poirot, he gives to you his word.
Fact 4.
Is this wine? Looks like pink gin.
Production designers studied real locations from Christie's novels. When possible, they filmed in the actual settings. If not, they recreated them to match descriptions exactly. Art Deco interiors were sourced from antique dealers. Props like Poirot's silver-topped cane were custom-made. Even wallpaper patterns were researched for historical accuracy. The attention to period detail made the show visually stunning. Costume designers matched fabrics to 1930s styles. Cars, trains and ships were authentic or exact replicas. Nothing on set was allowed to break the illusion. Suchet said stepping on set felt like time travel. The meticulous design helped actors stay in character. It also gave viewers a sense of being inside Christie's world. Fans praised the lavish yet accurate visuals. This realism became one of the show's trademarks. It set a high standard for period detective dramas. Every episode looked like a piece of art. That visual commitment made the mysteries even more immersive. It also preserved a level of authenticity rarely seen in TV crime dramas.
You sure he's all right, Captain Hastings?
The name of Poirot is feared on golf courses all over the continent.
Fact 5.
When the time comes to act, Poirot will act.
Not every mystery made it to all audiences. Some episodes contained sensitive historical themes. Others included depictions of violence or controversial language. A few were edited or banned entirely in certain regions. In the Middle East, episodes with religious plot points were cut. In the US, some were shortened for time and content. The BBC sometimes trimmed scenes to meet broadcasting rules. This meant international fans missed parts of the story. Collectors noticed these differences on DVD releases. Full, uncut versions became sought after by enthusiasts. Suchet said he preferred the complete edits for integrity. The missing material often added important character moments. These cuts are now a niche topic among hardcore fans. They highlight how cultural differences shape TV distribution. It's a reminder that not every viewer saw the same Poirot. Today, streaming services often restore the original versions. But for years, the edits were a point of frustration. Some fans even imported foreign DVDs just to see the full episodes.
So where Hercule Poirot is concerned, there arises immediately the suspicion of murder?
Fact 6. After playing Poirot for over 2 decades, Suchet knew the final episode would be emotional.
Oh, Hastings, my dear, dear Hastings.
Poirot, old chap.
Oh, mon ami, mon ami.
He prepared for the ending months in advance. On the last day, he arrived early to walk the set alone. He visited each prop and costume, saying goodbye. Suchet also privately thanked the crew members who'd been there from the start. Filming Poirot's death scene was especially moving for him. He stayed in character until the very last moment. When the camera stopped, he quietly removed the moustache. He placed it in its case for the final time. Many cast and crew members cried. Suchet later said it felt like losing a close friend. He kept some small mementos from the set. His dedication to saying goodbye showed his love for the role.
Thing, Hastings? Do you think Poirot concerns himself with mere thingness?
No.
No.
It was a rare and heartfelt moment in TV history. The end of Poirot marked the end of an era. For Suchet, it was both a farewell and a celebration. It's part of what makes his performance so legendary. Even years later, he still speaks of that day with deep emotion. Fact 7. The first episode aired in 1989, and the final one came in 2013.
Who are you? I am Hercule Poirot. Who are you?
This made it one of the longest-running detective series ever. The show adapted nearly every Poirot story Christie wrote. The long run allowed Suchet to age naturally with the character. Viewers saw Poirot evolve over time. The production pace was deliberate. Some seasons had only a few feature-length episodes. This gave each one a film-like quality. The slow schedule kept the quality high. Writers and crew had time for research and planning. Fans waited patiently for new mysteries. The result was a consistent tone and style. Few shows maintain that over decades. It gave Poirot's journey a sense of real-time passing. By the end, it felt like a complete life story.
But this is not a game, mon ami, make no mistake. There is here work to be done.
That longevity is part of its magic. It also helped cement Suchet's performance as the definitive Poirot. Fact 8. Poirot wasn't just good TV, it was good business for filming locations.
You are in no danger, mademoiselle. Poirot, he gives to you his word.
Hotels, country houses, and seaside resorts featured in episodes saw visitor spikes. Tourists came specifically to see where mysteries had been solved. Some locations offered Poirot tours for fans. This included visiting filming sites and hearing behind-the-scenes stories. The Art Deco buildings used for sets became Instagram favourites decades later. Even small towns got boosts from single episodes. The BBC didn't plan for this tourism effect. It happened naturally as fans wanted to step into Poirot's world. David Suchet said he loved meeting fans on location. He often stayed in character when greeting them. The series became a showcase for British heritage. It also drew international visitors to the UK. Some locations still trade on their Poirot connection today. The show's visual beauty left a lasting footprint. It proved TV can influence real-world travel. Poirot mysteries became part of Britain's cultural tourism.
The famous detective.
Well, some people have heard my name, oui. Now, how may I help you, mademoiselle?
This tourism boost is still going strong years after the final episode. Fact 9. Before her death in 1976, Christie expressed doubts about TV adaptations. She felt actors often made Poirot too comical or clumsy.
Poirot, he will see you now.
She wanted his dignity preserved along with his quirks. David Suchet was aware of this pressure. He vowed to avoid turning Poirot into a caricature. He kept the humour subtle and the intelligence front and centre. Christie's family said she would have approved of his performance. Suchet treated Poirot with respect from start to finish. He refused to exaggerate the accent or gestures. This approach earned him critical acclaim. Fans felt they were seeing the real Poirot from the books. It was a portrayal that balanced charm with intellect. Even critics who disliked detective shows praised his accuracy. Suchet considered it his greatest professional achievement. It proved Christie's concerns could be put to rest. His work set a new standard for literary adaptations. Poirot's dignity was safe in his hands.
Oh, you're not a bit how I thought you'd be.
Hercule Poirot is a private detective.
That standard has made it hard for any future actor to follow. Fact 10. Curtain, Poirot's Last Case, aired in 2013 as the finale.
So I tell you, mon ami, there is here amongst us a murderer, and that person must be stopped.
It showed the detective solving one last mystery from a wheelchair. Poirot dies at the end, making it the only episode where the main character dies. Fans were shocked, even those who'd read the book. Suchet said filming the death was the hardest scene of his career. The episode drew millions of viewers across the globe. Social media exploded with tributes. Many fans admitted crying at the ending. It was a rare example of a detective story with a true conclusion. The show didn't just stop, it finished Poirot's life story. Critics called it one of TV's most dignified farewells. The episode stayed faithful to Christie's novel. It gave closure to decades of storytelling. For fans, it was like saying goodbye to an old friend. Even now, it remains one of the most emotional finales in TV history.
But when a situation is so extreme...
And who has been putting into your head these ideas?
Poirot's final case became part of television legend. It cemented the series as a masterpiece of adaptation. That final bell remains one of the most talked about moments in crime TV. Bonus fact. David Suchet deliberately avoided reading Curtain until the series was ready to end. He didn't want to carry Poirot's fate in his mind for decades.
Ladies, if he were wearing a hat, Poirot, he would sweep it off to you.
When the time came, he read it only the night before filming. This made his performance in the finale raw and emotional. The tears you see on screen were genuine. Crew members said the set felt like a real funeral. Suchet said it was the only time he truly said goodbye to a character. It gave the ending an authenticity that can't be faked. This decision kept Poirot's life alive for him until the last moment. It also preserved the joy of playing the role without the shadow of the ending. Few actors have such control over their emotional process. It was the perfect final touch to decades of dedication. The moment was as much Suchet's farewell as Poirot's. Fans felt the weight of that goodbye in every scene. It's one of the most moving behind-the-scenes facts about the series. And it proved that sometimes restraint can create the most powerful performances.